Today I'm going to be sharing with you tips on how to survive a traditional wedding, especially if you don't have a planner. Planners are invaluable to any wedding, but not everyone can afford a wedding planner. That's where I come in to give you guys some tips. I am thankful to all of you who have reached out for asking for help, but I am one person, and hopefully I will be able to employ other people who will help me on the blog. But please, if I haven't gotten back to you yet, just be patient. I will get back to everyone who sends in an email. So without wasting any more of your time, let's get into the tips on how to survive a traditional wedding. First of all, like any other wedding, even if it's not traditional, first of all, set what's happening to me? Set your budget and stick to it. The importance of setting your budget is that it gives you a clear focus of what to do and where you're going, because sometimes with planning weddings you can get so carried away and just keep on buying things that you don't need, and it builds up, and before you know it, you have spent hundreds and hundreds of rands on some things that you don't need. So set your budget, stick to it, and which brings me to tip number 2. Make a list of what you want. That will absolutely change your life. If you want something, write it down, and then write everything that you want on the list, everything that you could possibly think of. And then after that, go back, look at your list and ask yourself, do I really need this? Go through your list one by one, and if the answer is no, then cancel it out. You don't have to have it. My thing is to help you plan your wedding and help you to have something left after the wedding. Because when I got married, my husband and I spent all the money that we had, and come Monday morning we had nothing, absolutely nothing, zilch. And it was so hard. It was so hard for me asking mom to give us 10 rands for bread. It was just crazy. We had spent so much money on things that we actually did not need and ended up being broke on a Monday morning. So be very careful of that. Some things you can do without. You don't need them. Keep track of everything. All of your invoices, all of your receipts, keep track of them. At the end of the day, you're gonna need to make sure that you have some sort of proof of payment if things go wrong. If you pay a supplier and they turn around and say, well, you didn't pay me. If they didn't give you a receipt, there's no record of you paying them. So that means that it is their word, and if they decide to change their word, then you are in trouble. So keep track of all your receipts. If they are a small business, just ask them to write a small contract or give you a receipt just to make sure that you have that on record. Next tip is time. Time is your best friend. If you have time, you can actually plan your entire day. You can DIY everything, do it yourself. You can ask members of the family to help you. Guys, be creative. Pinterest, if you're not following me, Bontle Bride, on Pinterest, please do follow on Pinterest. I do pin a lot of wedding related stuff. And follow me on Instagram as well. You can get ideas on there, on the blog as well, and our Facebook page. So make sure, but Pinterest is one that you need to be following. Don't worry about perfection, because some of the photographers, when they take these pictures on Pinterest, they make them look so pretty. Sometimes it's Photoshop. It's not 100% accurate. So yeah, guys, follow Pinterest, but don't be overwhelmed by it. Some of the things that you see on there are not you cannot do by yourself. You need a professional, but there are a ton of things that you can do, especially if you have time. Ask for and accept help. Most of us want to be bridezillas when it comes to weddings. There's just something about weddings that makes even the sweetest bride act like a bridezilla. So ask for help. If people generally, especially in African weddings, people want to help. If they want to help, let them help. Let them take the stress off of you. You can delegate and let this person DIY something, this person DIY another thing. So it's all about being creative and using your time wisely and the time of the people that are willing to help you plan this amazing day. Decide on your wedding style. What sort of feel do you want for your wedding? Do you want your wedding to be extravagant? I've seen traditional weddings that are so extravagant, and I'm thinking, how much did these people spend? If you have the money, then do it. By all means, do it. But then if you don't have the money, don't feel the pressure to do the latest thing. Just pick your style. What do you like normally outside of weddings? What do you like? Look at your clothing style. Look at what you normally, your decor in the house, if you have a house. Most of us married young, so when I got married, I didn't have a house. But what do you like as an individual? What does your partner like? Incorporate the things that you both like. If you both like art, make it an artful traditional wedding. If you both like music, make it a music festival wedding. Incorporate what you like in your wedding. Let your style be dominant in your wedding. Let your style speak volumes in your wedding. And those are the kind of weddings that people really enjoy, because they are experiencing the two of you as individuals. So guys, do it. Don't be afraid to put your stamp on it. Don't be afraid to put your personality into your wedding. Next tip is delegate. Delegate. Give your bridesmaids and groomsmen something to do. Don't just assume that they will know what to do on the day. This was my biggest mistake when I got married. I expected everyone to know what to do. And for the people, for my bridesmaids who had never been a bridesmaid, who had never been a bride and never been a bridesmaid, they had no clue. They had no idea what was expected of them, what they had to do on the day, and even during fittings and all that. So make it clear, write it down, write everyone an email or just WhatsApp everyone, create a WhatsApp group, tell them what to do, just give them instruction, and they will appreciate you for it. The next one is research. Do your research. People, it's important to do your research. It's important to compare prices. It's important to compare quality. Don't just book the first service, the first supplier that you see. Just see as many as you can, narrow it down to 5, and from 5 narrow it down to 3, and then decide on the one that you like most. Let price, quality, and just their vibe influence your decision on the person that you will eventually use for your wedding. Next tip is, if you are having a traditional wedding at a venue, venues can be strict. They will tell you the kind of food that they are serving. They don't want any outside caterers. And make sure that you know what the rules are for that particular venue. You do not want them to pull one on you on your wedding day. Believe me, you don't. So make sure that you have read their terms and conditions. Make sure that you understand, because if you don't, you will lose your deposit. Believe me, venues can be a bit I won't say dodgy, but please do subscribe and click the like button. I really do appreciate each and every one of you that has been following the blog for some time and are still here. I'm going to be sharing with you other things as well, not just traditional weddings, but what happens after the wedding. We're gonna be catching up with our past couples. We're gonna be learning from couples that have been married for years. So it's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna be visiting some venues. We're gonna go on honeymoon and show you guys and look for deals for you. My number one goal is for me to help you save money on your wedding and your honeymoon, so that you have a little bit left so you can think about buying a house. Okay? Because a house is a good investment, not a wedding. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.